your life work.
I like a spire against the sky. I do not know exactly why, if you should ask that I should tell. It just fits there on top so well, and lifts you up, if you will let it, each Sunday, if you'll not forget it, to that which shifts your soul in high. I like a spire against the sky. In every city, town, and village, there stands the church, ready to serve the community. How well it serves depends upon the minister and the program he develops for the members of his parish. To provide this leadership, the minister and his aides must have specialized training. The work of the minister may be divided into several parts. The preparation and delivery of sermons. When a minister leads in Christian worship, devoutly and skillfully, he brings that ancient word, "Be still and know that I am God." The educational and recreational program. As teacher of Christianity, the minister can make the difference between sound and unsound character for hundreds. The counseling of parishioners. Ministers have no greater privilege than helping people with personal problems. Evangelism. In cities or in the tropics or in the hinterlands of America, it isn't the buildings that bear the Christian message. It's men of power and vision. The special services, such as marriages, baptisms, and funerals. The minister leads a constant procession of people into Christian experience. Finally, the management of the church's business. As the religious leader of his church, the minister must be able to deliver his sermons in a clear, fluent, and distinctive manner. His thinking must be logical and broad in order to inspire, enrich, and enlighten his congregation. As an educational and recreational leader in his church, the minister has need of the highest qualities of leadership. He must first be alert to the needs of his parish. Then he must be able to plan effective programs to meet them and be able to enlist the cooperation of his lay groups in carrying out these programs. This includes the selection and training of the best leaders among the men and women, the boys and girls of his congregation. As a counselor, the minister must be ever available to his church people. He calls upon the sick and troubled and welcomes the stranger. He is attentive to the personal needs of his people. The minister must be ready and willing at all times, with dignity and sincerity, to perform the solemn and sacred rites of marriage, baptism, and burial. Both in happiness and sorrow, everyone feels the need of God and asks the service of the one who ministers in his name. And finally, as a businessman, the minister must understand and direct intelligently the handling of church funds. He may have help from a board or special committee, but the responsibility for getting things done usually rests with the minister. This is true of routine matters, such as supervising the maintenance of building and grounds, as well as of special projects, such as building a new church or adding to the present one. In many denominations, there are higher administrative posts to which young ministers may aspire. Such church officials provide advice and guidance for local ministers and religious leaders. The minister's service does not end with the activities which he conducts personally. Church schools, for example, are usually conducted by volunteers from the church membership, but it is the minister's job to select these people who will help him guide the religious development of young and old. Such work requires initiative and originality to handle satisfactorily the many problems involved. Since music is recognized as an inseparable part of all religion, the choir is an important group within the church organization. There are several schools now in operation which offer special courses in choir music. A very important part of all church work is the youth program, both religious and recreational. It is designed to prepare young men and women for leadership as adults in the activities of the church and community. As such, it must contribute to their well-rounded development. The adult work in the church includes study groups for men as well as women to acquaint the members with the work of the church, both at home and abroad. Men and women, and sometimes the whole family, participate in social meetings of the church, which are designed to promote fellowship and understanding. Some of the larger churches engage in social service through well-organized welfare programs. These are usually located in the poorer sections of the cities and include religious, educational, recreational, and health activities. The minister must work closely with the director of these activities, who are specially trained for their jobs and usually are assisted by a staff of volunteer workers. Even the small churches have needy people and must engage in similar activities. The home missionary field reaches out to the underprivileged all over the nation, regardless of race or color. Workers in this field are mostly trained laymen who are able to render all types of religious and educational services. Foreign missionaries often obtain workers from among the natives, giving them whatever training is needed for their special assignments. The churches often send laymen with specialized training in teaching, medicine, and agriculture to organize special programs in the foreign field. Another field of religious work is the summer camp, where the program for junior high and high school people, as well as a week for the family. A camp promotes the religious and social development for all the family. In a small church, the minister usually must perform all his official duties himself. In larger churches, where the program is large and varied, the minister may have one or more assistants who are assigned to direct certain activities and to help with routine office work and counseling. The ministry, as all other professions, requires intelligence and good health. But more than this, it requires a man with devout and sincere temperament, whose life is an expression of his religion. He must be happy in helping others, for that will be his greatest reward. He must like people and possess leadership qualities. In preparing for the ministry, one should secure a broad college education before entering into professional training. Courses in recognized theological schools usually run 3 to 4 years in length. Each religious faith, of course, determines its own plan of training. It is certainly true that a career in the ministry presents an abundance of opportunities for worthwhile service. Whether large or small, the church is the hub around which all religious activities revolve. The early history of our North American continent is studded with the names of church leaders who opened the frontiers and made way for civilization. Many of our largest and finest educational institutions owe their existence to ministers. Among others, Reverend John Harvard gave his library to found Harvard University. George Whitefield, an early minister, is given credit for founding the University of Pennsylvania. Ministers down through the ages have contributed richly to the field of literature. Rabbi Joshua Liebman's Peace of Mind has brought help to innumerable people, and Reverend Lloyd Douglas novels have been read by millions. Ministers are prominent in public affairs of all kinds. The minister is called upon for the invocation. Practically all public functions, including the inauguration of our highest executives, are marked by a dedicatory prayer by a representative of a church. But probably a minister is most effective when, at communion before a high altar, or before a simple altar with only the simplest elements in his hands, he is able to introduce his people to their closest experience with the living God. The satisfaction is no less when such moments occur with one small boy during a quiet walk on a country road. The spire that stands against the sky would only have light in the windows beneath it, as a continuing stream of candidates shall choose to serve the church. This may be your life work.